Chapter 1 The Last Stand. The air in the United Center hums with the weight of history. It's April 1998, and the Chicago Bulls are playing for more than just another gimmick. They are playing for a legacy. The arena is a living thing, its pulse synced to the rhythm of 20,000 voices, each one a thread in the tapestry of a dynasty that has redefined basketball. The lights flicker, the crowd roars, and somewhere in the locker room, Phil Jackson stands silent, his hands clasped behind his back, his mind already miles ahead of the court. This is the last stand. The 1997-98 season was supposed to be different. The Bulls had promised the world a farewell tour, a final lap around the arena before Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the rest of the core stepped into retirement. But the NBA had other plans. The Utah Jazz, the New York Knicks, even the Indiana Pacers, each team had sharpened their teeth. Each coach had studied the film. Each player had trained to exploit the cracks in Chicago's armor. And yet here they were, standing on the precipice of greatness once more. Phil Jackson had always believed in the power of the moment. His Zen philosophy wasn't just about meditation or mindfulness, it was about understanding that every second on the court was a battle between chaos and control. He had seen it in Jordan's eyes, in the way the game slowed for him when the stakes were highest. And now, as the final season of the original Bulls dynasty unfolded, Jackson knew this wasn't just about winning. It was about proving that greatness wasn't a fluke. The locker room is a study in contrast. Jordan sits alone, his back to the wall, his eyes fixed on the floor. He doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. The weight of expectation is a physical thing, pressing down on his shoulders. But his silence is not resignation, it's preparation. Across the room, Pippen leans against a locker, his knee wrapped in ice, his face a mask of pain. He's been through this before. The injuries, the doubters, the relentless grind. But this time, it feels different. This time, it feels like the end. And then there's Dennis Rodman, the rebounding machine, the wild card, the man who dances to the beat of his own drum. He's laughing, as always, but there's a sharpness to his humor tonight, a knowing edge. He's seen the way the media circles, the way the league watches, waiting for the Bulls to stumble. He won't let that happen. The game begins, and the crowd erupts. The Bulls move like a single organism, each pass a brushstroke on the canvas of history. Jordan's first basket is a dagger smooth, effortless, inevitable. The Jazz respond, but the Bulls are relentless. Pippen's defense is a fortress, Rodman's energy is boundless, and Jackson's plays are poetry in motion. The crowd chants, the cameras flash, and for a moment time itself seems to pause. But this is the NBA. This is the playoffs, and the Jazz are not here to be spectators. The second quarter brings a shift. Utah's defense tightens. Their shots find the net, and suddenly the Bulls are fighting for every point. The crowd grows restless. The tension is palpable. And then, in the blink of an eye, Jordan does what he does best. He rises above the chaos, his body suspended in midair, the ball cradled in his hands. The shot is pure. The crowd erupts. The Jazz can only watch. Interviews from the era paint a picture of a team on the edge. Jordan, ever the competitor, refuses to acknowledge the pressure. We're here to win, he says, his voice steady, his eyes burning. Pippen, ever the warrior, nods in agreement. We've been through too much to let this slip away. And Rodman, he just grins. They want us to fail. That's why we're going to win. The third quarter is a war. The Bulls' lead shrinks, the Jazz confidence swells, and the United Center becomes a pressure cooker. Jackson watches from the sidelines, his expression unreadable. He knows what's coming. He's seen it before. The moment when the game hangs in the balance, when the difference between victory and defeat is measured in inches and seconds. And then, with less than a minute left, Jordan takes control. He doesn't just score, it dominates. He doesn't just play commands. The crowd is on its feet, the noise is deafening, and the Jazz have no answer. The final buzzer sounds, and the Bulls are victorious once again. But this is only the beginning. The 1997-98 season was a masterclass in resilience. Every game was a battle, every victory a testament to the Bulls' unbreakable spirit. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, they played with the fire of a team that knew its time was limited. And in the end, they didn't just win, they redefined what it meant to be great. As the season draws to a close, the weight of the journey settles over the team. The injuries, the sacrifices, the relentless pursuit of perfection, it all comes down to this, the finals, the last stand. The United Center is electric. The crowd is a living, breathing entity, its energy feeding the players on the court. Jordan steps to the free throw line, the stakes higher than ever. The ball leaves his hands, and for a moment, The world holds its breath. The swish of the net is the sound of destiny. The Bulls win. The dynasty is complete. But the story doesn't end here. This is only the beginning of the next chapter. The Last Stand was just a prelude to the greatest finale in NBA history. And as the confetti falls and the crowd roars, one thing is certain. The legend of the Chicago Bulls will never fade. The lights dim, the arena empties, and the echoes of greatness linger in the air. The Last Stand is over. But the legacy, that's forever.